بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. Quickly we are going to show you that there are two chances of Eid today. Not today. This year basically we have in Scandinavian region Sayyid ALKHOEI followers and those who have the similar methodology of Sayyid ALKHOEI will have their Eid on Sunday, most probably according to the scientific indications, and 99.9% say the SISTANI followers in Scandinavia are going to have it on Monday. I'm just going to show you how we get it. So next time you can find it by yourself. It's not a rocket science. It just needs to know the how to use these kind of scientific things. And then Wallahu al-alim. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can change everything. But let's just show you how these things work. So basically, I'm going to first show you the probability, scientific probability. So basically, we have, this is the curve, moonsighting curve. Now, I want you to know that these moonsighting curves are not revelations from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Neither they are 100% decisive. That is why our fuqaha say that if it gives you satisfaction, okay? Now, when the scientists, they differ by themselves, then the component of satisfaction is not there. Yes, when the scientists, they agree on one common thing, then the satisfaction can be achieved, because all these things are based on satisfaction and intellectual satisfaction. No, because I want to have an Eid, so let me just be satisfied. So basically, and the ikhtilaf happens because, as I mentioned in my detailed lecture, you can refer to it on the YouTube. The ikhtilaf happens because there is a hadith saying that you can follow other place. But what is the criteria? The hadith has not mentioned. So that's why the criteria, our ulamas, they use scientific knowledge to define all these kind of details of the regions which you can share or not share. And that's why we have ikhtilaf. Some Maraja, like Sayyid al-Khamenei, says telescopic sighting is okay. Sayyid ALKHOEI says not okay, but you can have a broader sighting region. And Sayyid Sistani narrowed sighting region. So let's see. I'll show you two, and I'll show you why can't we rely 100% on scientific? Because these are equations. They put the data, and they have different equations. Scientists, they have different equations according to their observations. So I'm going to show you the difference. Okay. So basically, here in this visibility curve, which is obviously based on staff UU dot NL. So this is a scientific observation where here we are going to see the green color is the brightest green is where the possibility moon sighting possibility is there. Now this is when on Saturday 22nd of May. So basically, if I come here, so these regions are going to sight the two Americas, basically, because they have strong green. That means they can sight it without any use of optical aid, and even the weather condition is a little bit bad. Somebody is going to see there. There were sometimes the whole Brazil was covered with clouds, but then Americas they saw. So the moon is there, the moon is there. So it does not disappear from here. So there is a scientific indication that if the moon is sighted here, it's sighted for here. If it's sighted here, it's sighted, because they have same parameters, same calculations. Now, this zone, you can sight it with if the weather condition is perfect. So in this zone, like we are talking about Eid being on Sunday, Americas, they are going to have it on Sunday, except for Canada. Okay, except for Canada and South America, they also have this. But if the conditions were perfect, but the moon is there. The moon is there in a sightable condition. So if the weather, so Ayatollah Sistani says, if the moon was there and you were not able to sight it, but you know for sure the moon is there in your sky, in a visible condition, but you could not, then you can follow the astronomical calculation. The main thing is you need to have knowledge of the moon being in the sightable. So if the moon is sighted here, definitely it will be here as well, because this is all sighting zone. So if the weather conditions are okay, people in this region will sight. That means we have the Africa, South Africa, it's in telescopic zone. And also part of Portugal, part of Spain, Kenya, Tanzania, all these regions, they are going to be in a sightable zone. South Africa, they are in the, so followers of Sayyidi Sistani, they can. Now this area, these three areas are like telescopic areas. So here it can be easily sighted by telescope. Here with difficulty, here very difficulty. So for Sayyid al-Khamenei followers and those who allow telescopic, they can have even earlier in India and these places. So this is the prediction. Now this is for say these regions. Now let's come to Scandinavia. Scandinavia, we don't have any possibility of moon sighting, neither telescope, neither nothing. So based on that, the Eid will be for Sayyid al-Khoi follower, the Eid, if they share the night, it can be for them with the Americas, for Sayyid al-Khoi followers. Wherever the night shares, America and Scandinavia and these places, wherever the night shares, even end of the night in Scandinavia, beginning of the night in Americas, they can follow each other. So now, this is one. I'll show you another predictions. This is moonsighting.com. Now you can see here on May 23rd, Saturday night. So we have this green zone, Americas. They can sight see, easily visible with naked eye. Then here blue zone, visible if perfect condition. That's all. There is visibility, but if conditions, that means the moon will be there in a sightable condition according to the calculations. And then we have this telescopic zone. So basically telescopic zone, so Africa is covered by this blue zone, but South Africa, no. South Africa is telescopic zone and Europe is telescopic zone. Scandinavia, part of it here is in telescopic zone. And see Australia. Now this is what I'm telling you, that the scientists, they differ. The beginning of the moon sighting zone, the scientists, they have different, because it's a very difficult position and they have not been observed properly. So we can't depend on scientific calculations to define beginning. So many people, some of the ulamas, they go with the beginning of the moon sighting. It's difficult. Scientists, they differ in the beginning. So let's see this one. Here, ZAKAAT says that Australia, they will have the telescopic zone, okay? They are in this red zone. So with difficulty, it can be sighted with telescope. And even part of the Sweden is there. Now, as you can see, above 60, there is no sighting, never. Here also, there is no sighting. When the whole world will sight, they will not have this sighting. So basically, so what happens to them? They complete 30 days follower Sayyidi Sistani. And because they don't have night. In summer, they don't have night. So where will the distinguishing of a moon sighting be if they don't have night? So here we have this situation that on Sunday, these will be having Eid, 99.9%. These also will be having Eid on, let's say, 95%, because if sighted here, then it's in the same, that is in a visible zone. And does the other, there are about 5-6 astronomical sites. I don't have time because I want to say quickly. So here also, now you can see the difference about the scientists. The first easily visible sighting is in West African coast of West Africa coastal regions. Here, no. West African coast is in a blue zone. That means it can be sighted, but with if the weather conditions were perfect. So you see the difference between how the scientists, they differ as well. And as you can see, the ZAKAAT says that the telescopic zone, Australia, a part of Australia is in telescopic zone, where you can see Australia is not in the telescopic zone. So if you can see, we go down here and you can see the orange color, not visible with conventional telescope. Okay, you need a very highly sophisticated telescope here. Here, yellow only visible with binoculars on conventional telescope. Okay. So here you are out of. So you see, the scientists, they differ. So that's why we have to have satisfaction. How will we have satisfaction? If all the scientists, they say in your region the moon is there in a sightable condition, that can give you satisfaction. But here we can't rely 100% on scientific calculations. That's why Sistani said there has to be a sighting at least somewhere. Then we can get help from scientific calculation. But he wants to see somewhere moon is sighted according to this indication, so that satisfaction happens. So therefore, this is the prediction. And the second day is the day where all the world. And second day, you don't need to sight the moon, because you will be having on Sunday, if you're followers Sayyidi Sistani in Scandinavia, you will be having your 30th Sha'ban, where Sayyid al-Khoi followers will be having Eid, Sayyidi Sistani followers will be having their 30th Ramadan. And so automatically Monday by default will be the Eid of the followers of Sayyidi Sistani. Followers of Sayyidi Sistani in Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and all these regions, they are going to have even this upper region, because they are going to complete 30 days. So even if the moon is sighted, not sighted, it's not a problem. So basically, this is what the scientists and scientific indication tell us. Now, let me just quickly show you the sharing of the night issue. Now you can see this is on timesanddate.com. You can put your region and you can put the time of sunrise and in your region and see. So here in Stockholm, we have edge of sunrise, okay? And Gothenburg and Oslo, we are all having edge of sunrise. And then Americas, so part of America, and all these regions are on green zone, as we saw. So if anyone sights here, then for Sayyid al-Khoi followers, it is enough for Scandinavian regions which are in this line. They can follow the sighting of Sayyid al-Khoi. Put this aside. And inshallah, we wait for the declaration of the Office of Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Ali Sistani or Al-Khoi Foundation, or trustworthy scholars in the Americas who declared the moon sighting and their satisfaction on their testimonies. Then Scandinavian, these regions of Scandinavia can follow where they share nights. These are Sayyid al-Khoi followers. The sharing of the night is the methodology of Sayyid al-Khoi. Sayyidi Sistani does not have sharing of the night. Sayyidi Sistani in your region. So we saw that Scandinavia, impossible to be sighted. And even for those followers of Sayyid al-Khamenei, this Shaukat says Scandinavia is in telescopic zone. However, this does not put Scandinavia in the telescopic zone even. See the differences between the scientists? Anyhow, this is one. Number two, people, they ask about Zakat al-Fitrah, electronic Zakat al-Fitrah. Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyidi Sistani does not allow electronic Zakat al-Fitrah. You cannot send Zakat al-Fitrah electronically. How? Muassasat al-Ain, they are collecting Zakat al-Fitrah electronically. Last year we did it, and World Federation does it. Well, people need to understand that you are not sending them Zakat al-Fitrah. You are sending them money and giving them power, electronic power of attorney, that this is my money, you take it out and take, because it has to be physical. So they will represent you, wakala, they will represent you, and they will take the money, your money from their account, and once they get it in their hand, they will make the intention of Zakat al-Fitrah on your behalf. So this is how it works, the technicality. But you cannot make intention, this is Zakat al-Fitrah. Yes, if you make this is Zakat al-Fitrah, I want them to take it out on the day, so you are giving them power of attorney. But electronic Zakat al-Fitrah, no. They have to collect it on your behalf and then pay on your behalf. So this is done as wakala, it's normal. You see, this is done on the organizational level, institutional level. It is normal to give power of attorney, electronic power of, it's like an embedded electronic power of attorney. So yes, you can send Zakat al-Fitrah to Muassasat al-Ain Foundation or to a World Federation or whatever organization you feel comfortable. But the idea is that electronic Zakat al-Fitrah, no. Electronic power of attorney, yes. So what we send It's basically you send in the intention of giving them the power of attorney. Hey, this is my Zakat al-Fitrah, get it out, inshallah. And you can take it out now. You can send electronic Zakat al-Fitrah, Wakala, power of attorney, to take Zakat al-Fitrah now also, the holy month of Ramadan. It is permissible. So at least on the Eid day, they can have something to celebrate with their Eid. So thank you so much. May Allah bless you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.